The closer look at the anatomy of esophagus shows that it comprises of 3 parts. It has upper part of striated muscles, which is under voluntary control. The middle portion has mixture of smooth and striated muscles, where some of its parts are voluntary and some are autonomic. Then next comes the lower part, which is composed of smooth muscles and thus is under voluntary control. The physiology of esophagus reveals that a ring of skeletal muscle, called the upper esophageal sphincter, usually closes the pharyngeal end of the esophagus. During the esophageal phase of swallowing, this sphincter is relaxed, allowing the bolus of food to pass through it. Immediately afterwards, the sphincter closes. Before the bolus enters the stomach, it passes through another sphincter, the lower esophageal sphincter, formed from a ring of smooth muscle. Once in the esophagus, the bolus of approximately 25 cm is propelled to the stomach by a process called peristalsis. A coordinated wave of relaxation in front of the bolus and contraction behind the bolus of the circular and longitudinal muscle layers of the esophagus, forcing the food into the stomach in about 5 seconds. The smooth muscle then relaxes as the peristaltic waves reaches downward. The principal role of brain in regulating esophageal movement is the swirling centers in the medulla that produce a sequence of events leading to both efferent activity to somatic nerves and autonomic nerves. This sequence of events is influenced by afferent receptors in the esophagus wall, sending impulses back to the medulla. The sphincters and the peristaltic waves are principally controlled by activity in the vagus nerve, aided by a high degree of coordination of the activity within the enteric nerve plexuses, within the tract itself. Once the bolus of food passes through the lower esophageal sphincter, it then enters the stomach. So this was all about esophagus. In this section, we have talked about esophagus and its physiological importance, including the role of sphincter, peristalsis, and movement of food down from the mouth to the stomach, and also about the role of brain in peristalsis.